Hello and welcome to the Books Crypto Club weekly catch-up on Zoom. It is Sunday, 21st of August, 2022. And today we've got some novices joining us, some experts joining us, real mixture as always. These meetings are held every week on Sunday evenings, 7 p.m. UK, currently BST. And they're open to everybody. They're open to novices and experts alike. We have an opportunity for the novices to ask questions and for the experts or people who are working in the crypto field, if they have anything that they'd like to share, any news, any information about their projects, that's always welcomed as well. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Bitcoin price, dropped down a few $100s in the last day or so. We'll be looking at what one of the possible reasons behind that might be. And we'll be looking at general technical analysis things as well. These videos are recorded and put onto YouTube each week, so do remember to click on the subscribe, smash the like button, even better, make comments. If there's anything that you heard that you found useful or anything that you disagreed with, even better, come along to a future session. As I say, they're held every week. The link to join and come along for details is in the comments below. So let's see who's going to come and join us today. Hey, Corey, good afternoon.
Hello. Hello.
So what brings you along today then? You interested in crypto?
Yeah, since last winter, I tried to open, is here in Germany, is the best, is Bison, is from the stock market in Stuttgart.
Mm-hmm.
That is a real serious broker. And I had another one was called Nuri Bank, but that got bankrupt now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did not invest there. But I am, I have the problem to make the verification there. That is always the last winter I tried that, I think 50 times, but that they put me out directly, or I don't know. And I was really how can I say, I was so, that had put me so down, all try and never, and nobody can help you.
Okay.
And that is the case. And I want to invest in Bitcoin, and I know that is going up and down.
Okay. Yeah. So are you saying that you have problems with the bank actually putting money into crypto then, that the bank is preventing payment transfers or something? Is that right?
No, that is the broker. I need a broker to invest in the Bitcoin.
Okay, so a quick suggestion, I'm guessing you're relatively new to this, is that for most people, there is no need to use a broker. The whole idea of cryptocurrencies is that there are no intermediaries for you to go through. So the likes of brokers may offer a service, but they'll normally charge you. You can go directly to a crypto exchange. So it's like a Binance or Kraken, or any of these. They're all exchanges rather than brokers. So I'm always cautious about using brokers because they don't usually
that is a wrong name, I think, but it is like the Bison is like a Kraken or like CoinMers or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to be careful because sometimes certain terms are used in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Germany's a little bit, it's kind of very interesting from a banking regulation point of view, because you have BaFin controlling like the financial regulations and that. And Germany's got a large number of relatively small banks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
A lot of regional and smaller ones, unlike the UK, where the UK has perhaps 5 or 6 big banks now, and that's about it. Wow. But yeah, when you're buying and selling crypto, typically you'll do it through an exchange, like an online exchange. Binance is one of the big ones, certainly in crypto.com and various others. And typically people buy and sell directly from that, whereas a broker is normally an intermediary who, if you're buying things off like the stock exchange,
Yeah.
if it's the Deutsche Börse or whatever, you have to go via a broker. But for crypto, you don't.
But how do you call the Kraken or CoinMers? How do you call these when it is so the broker is in the wrong name? How do you call that these?
Just a cryptocurrency exchange.
Okay.
So that they're called exchanges.
Yeah.
And they're basically platforms that allow you to buy and sell and trade.
But here, really, in Germany, is Bison is the best, and it's so secure and so easy, and it's German.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not only, you can also get help, you can call there, that is a good thing, and it also does not cost anything.
Okay, well that's good, because one of the problems with crypto is if it goes wrong, who do you go to help get things sorted out and that kind of thing. Yeah. So if there is somebody who's offering that, the only thing is usually any company doing something like that, if they're not charging directly, then they're making money somewhere out of you, probably by offering different rates or something. So they'll typically have like what's known as the buy-sell spread, which is how much they charge to buy and sell things. They may not show a fee, but they will take effectively a difference from the market price and what they're doing. So just something to watch out for.
Mm.
Okay. And so we've been joined by someone who's called iPhone at the moment.
Hi, it's actually Donica.
Donica, okay, that's good. Not a problem. Well, welcome aboard. I think you and Corey both new. I guess neither of you been on any of these calls before, so thanks for joining us today. What's your interest then, Donica?
I just want to learn a bit more about crypto and see what other people to say. I'm kind of a beginner, even though I've invested a few quid in it.
Okay.
I'm involved in a couple of different platforms.
Are you with your accent? Are you out in Ireland then?
Yes, from Ireland.
Yeah. The reason I mention it, it's interesting how many people I'm seeing coming in, particularly from Dublin at the moment, really getting into the crypto space. And there are a few really good crypto groups who I can recommend separately, who do all sorts of things. But you say you're kind of sort of new to the space, or you've been doing it for a while?
Well, sort of new, maybe a little bit over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's compared to some, that's probably quite experienced. The bizarre thing in crypto. So what is it that's piquing your interest at the moment? So things like Bitcoin, or are you looking at the altcoins and that?
Bitcoin, kind of all kinds. I've looked into Ethereum, ADA. I kind of like that EEL Finance coin. It seems to kind of fluctuate quite a bit up and down. It looks like that.
What's that? Sorry, EEL Finance?
Yeah, EEL Finance, I think is the name of it.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one, but then there are so many these days.
Yeah, it's usually pretty expensive. I think right now it's about nine grand US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But on its peak, it went up to I think 90,000.
Okay, so it's dropped 95% or something then.
Yeah.
but then most of them do. It's interesting. There was in one of the UK papers today, the Sunday Times. There's a whole colour supplements magazine, and about 6 pages of it was dedicated to the cryptocurrency market. And actually, it was all about how people have lost loads of money. And actually, when you look at how they've lost loads of money, it's not that they've lost it at all. It's just like it went up by so much and then came back down again. And they didn't cash in at any point. So,
yeah, it actually happened to me twice when I first got into it about a year ago.
okay.
I was actually up about 60%, but of course, I was new. I thought it would just keep going up.
Yep.
But then it went down. I mean, it's down 40%, and I did it again. It went back up, and I'd never sold. So hopefully the third time, okay, I'm going to catch myself, you know.
Well, the thing is, nobody can really be sure. So it's no point beating yourself up if it's gone down and you didn't cash in, because no one can read the future. But you do kind of develop a degree of resilience to all this stuff going up and down, and you're not catching it right. So just hang in there, really. So, JVT, the listening, or whatever. Any questions can help with anything you're particularly interested in at the moment, or you'd like to know more about?
Yeah, I'm interested a little bit in, I don't know, in the moment I did not watch when to start or not when to start, and I don't know when to start, not to start in the day or in the time when it is totally,
So I can offer some thoughts around that. And as always, I'll caveat that anything I say is not financial, regulatory, or legal advice in any way. But the time to start is always now.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter if you think it's going to go down, up, sideways, or whatever. As soon as you start getting into crypto a little bit more, and maybe just buy a small amount of a coin or something, just to give you the experience, that kind of thing. Then you begin to learn more because you're then involved in it in some way. Yeah. So I'm not a fan of, we're in a downtrend at the moment, wait until such and such hits a number. None of us can read the future. None of us knows what's going to happen in the future. It's like Bitcoin at the moment, I think, is trading about $20,000. A few days ago, it was trading 25,000. No one knew it was going to suddenly drop down. It might suddenly rocket up in a day or so. So I always suggest to people that as long as they can afford to lose whatever that they're putting in, then just put in a small amount and learn and experience it. And that way you get to discover things like, what validation checks you might need to go through, any KYC checks, whether your bank will actually accept and receive payments with a crypto exchange. There are all these things that vary from country to country. And so I always say that the best time is always now.
Okay. Wow, that's a good advice.
Yeah. And I can share a story of what happened to me. So I've been interested in blockchain, which is a technology that sits underneath cryptocurrency, since about 2014, 2015-ish. I actually became a consultant in that space at the beginning of 2016, and I avoided cryptocurrency. So I looked at the technology level, and I wasn't really that interested in crypto. Then after about 12 months, realized that there's no escape and decided to get into crypto a little bit. And myself and a colleague both decided at the same time we'd both buy, I think it was £100 worth of Bitcoin or something. And so we said, yeah, right, we'll both go away. We'll both go and buy £100, then we'll come back next week and we'll compare notes. And I went away and I registered and I bought the £100 worth of Bitcoin, which wasn't a massive amount. And I met up with this guy a week later. I said, oh, how did you go on? And he said, oh, I forgot. I'll get around to it next week. And I was like, okay. And then we come back to the next week. And I said, oh, Bitcoin's gone up a bit. I think it was trading at about $1,000 at the time. And it went up above 1,000. I said, oh, you're going to buy something? He said, oh, yeah, I'll try it in a few days. And a week later, he came back and he said, oh, all these KYC checks and having to give you a passport. And I just couldn't be bothered. I said, oh, Bitcoin's gone up a bit further now. Oh, okay. And a week or two later on, he comes back. I said, oh, have you bought any Bitcoin now? He said, well, I was going to, but the fee on £100 worth of Bitcoin was something like, I think it was £7 or something at the time. He said, that's far too much. I'm not paying that much. And this went on and on. He kept making excuses and excuses. And a year later, Bitcoin was trading at $20,000. So if he'd have put his £100 in, even after he paid his £7 and all the other aggro on that, he would have ended up with £2,000 approximately by that stage. Wow. And that was, he still hadn't bought any. And so he lost out on that opportunity. Now, admittedly, Bitcoin's been up, down, sideways ever since. But I always say to people, just try with a small amount just to experience it. I don't know what others think. What others on the call? Any other thinking?
I actually had something similar. I said I got into crypto about a year ago, which is in stocks, which is kind of true. But actually, back in 2015, I actually bought 6 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I think for about 1,000, and I sold them, I think, for 2,000. But for some reason unknown, I kept about 40. I think it was about 40 euro, and I had it in my wallet, and I forgot the pin. And a year ago, I found the pin, and the 40 euro was like 3,500.
There you
And
go.
that's how I got back into it.
Yeah. This can happen. Kind of.
Yeah.
And equally, I do warn people, it could go exactly the opposite way. And the number of people who come onto these calls who said, oh, well, actually, I timed it really badly, and I bought in when Bitcoin was like $40,000 and it's now 20. So I've lost money. And I say, you've not really lost money. You've just paid for education. You've learned that things can go wrong. And actually, that's no bad thing. The worst thing I think that happens with some people who get into crypto is that they put money in just at the point at which the market just happens to be going up, and their value doubles or something, and all of a sudden they think they're crypto experts and they think nothing can go wrong and everything. It's like, no, they just happen to time it right. They were just lucky. So.
But can you not also make I think in my Bison, you can make a stop?
You can with a lot of crypto exchanges, you can put in what are called stop losses. And you can put in stop losses to either sell if it goes below a certain price, or alternatively buy, or sell if it goes above a certain price as well. Because this is the thing that everyone's always interested in, selling if it drops below a certain price. What they keep forgetting is that you don't actually make a real profit until you sell. And so sometimes you need to sell when it's going up as well. So, see. Hey, Pancho, see you've just joined us. Hey there.
Hi, Gary. Nice to meet you. First time I joined the show. Hello, everyone.
Fantastic. Welcome to you and to all. In fact, I think everyone's new today. They've got a whole bunch of new people who's joining us. That's great. So what brings you along today, Pancho? Do you have any experience in this space?
Actually, yes. I know James. He added me to the WhatsApp group and I saw the Zoom link, so I decided to quickly jump in.
Brilliant. That's good. So you got a fair amount of experience, you say?
Yeah, I am the founder of Skynet Trading. It's a market maker. I also run 2 hedge funds. One is purely trading and one is on the Elrond ecosystem.
Okay. So tell us more then, because I'm always open that we use these sessions for people to learn about anything, whether it's basic or more advanced. But also, if anyone comes onto the call and they're working on a project or they have an initiative or something, as long as they're not trying to sell something, then
no, exactly.
Feel free.
Exactly. Like I mean, it's like we have. Well, I mean, I co-founded Skynet Trading back in 2017. I also co-founded CoinWeb, which was taken over by Toby. Toby is also found in the group, I think, WhatsApp group, but I'm in a really good standing. I rejoined the team. So basically, I mean, it's very difficult in the space to give any tips of any recommendations because 99% of all these coins have really not a use case. Most money grab, so it's really difficult. But no, I mean, of course, I'm a long time believer in the space, but yeah, at the moment, I think it's great. It's a lot of adoption coming. It's additional people stepping in. So now this trust, Bitcoin trust, so it's coming, the ETF, hopefully later this year. But yeah, I'm really interested to show and to get to know you. I saw the link, saw some videos, interesting stuff. A really nice job, Gary.
Great, fantastic. Well, the more the merrier. Whereabouts are you based with these various projects then, Pancho?
CoinWeb is based in Barcelona, Kiev, Bangkok, London, and now we probably have a token 2049 in London on 10th of November. It's quite big event as a launch of the platform. And then yeah, we have offices actually also in Dubai, opening up an office in Miami. But yeah, we're actually global, 180 people. So it's in crypto.
Wow.
It's one of the good things is that you can walk and live anywhere in the world. So that's really, I think, a big advantage.
Yeah, but I think that's very much the same. It's like this group, for example. So this group is called the Books Crypto Club because it was originally set up in Buckinghamshire in England. And then when we all went online and everything, I switched it. So I dropped the restriction on it just being local people. And we have people joining us from India, from West Coast and East Coast USA. Occasionally we get someone in from Australia, although it's a bit early in the day for them. So yeah, it's a truly, crypto really is global, isn't it?
Gary, is it again this call, or is it only one time now, or it is regularly?
Yeah, so I host these every week at the same time on a Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK BST, which I guess for Germany you're on CEST, so it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, yeah. So I run these every week, and I've been running these in person. We ran them originally in my hometown for a couple of years, and then when COVID kicked in, I transitioned them to be via Zoom, and we've done, it must be about 100. This might actually be the 100th Zoom meeting on a Sunday evening at 7 p.m.
Oh, great!
Yeah, so and the whole idea as well is that I find that for people who are first coming into this crypto world, it's very confusing and it's very difficult. We use all sorts of buzzwords and you hear about DeFi and NFTs and this. And I like to build communities. And I like to build communities so we can share ideas, learn from each other, and ask what you might sometimes think is a silly question or a stupid question. That they're actually the best questions, the really, really basic ones. So I just do that. So if anyone has any questions or anything they'd like to share, just go for it. So
for tonight, I have to leave, but I come back next week.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It was great information. Yeah.
Excellent. We'll do come back again, and I shall wish you Auf Wiedersehen for now.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, cheers.
Bye-bye.
And JVT, I saw you put in the comments before, so that's good. You're just trying to gain some knowledge. So are you able to share, do you have any knowledge at the moment, or are you a complete beginner? I think JVT is staying quiet then. Oh, I have knowledge, good. So has anyone got any more basic questions or anything? How are you finding things in Ireland? I'm sorry, I think I'm probably pronouncing your name incorrectly every time I say it.
No, you've been close enough, Donica. You can call me Dennis if you like. Dennis is the English version. I get called both.
Okay, Donica works. I just need to lock in how you say somebody's name. And there's just some names like there's a Haitian lady I know, Genevieve, I think her name is, or Genevieve. And I can never ever say her name correctly. And she's lovely. She runs a blockchain firm and does some really neat stuff about tracking and tracing things like mangoes that have been produced on the farms in Haiti. And I always say to her, you know, it's great talking, but I can never pronounce her name correctly.
Okay.
So you involved in any projects or any groups or anything?
No, not necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got a couple of friends that are kind of in the trading as well, but they also have day jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think you find that with most people still, that they're either working in the crypto industry or they're kind of like they've got a day job, but they like to dabble in that kind of thing, which is a great way of learning.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So did you go, was it about 6 weeks ago, there was a big blockchain stroke crypto event in Dublin. Was it Crypto Week or something? Don't know if you knew about that. Oh.
No, I'm not sure. Because I mean, I do be in Dublin, but I'm in Cork at the moment. I have been here for the past, 2 months.
Okay.
Which is south, good 3 hours from Dublin.
So that's funny. One of the people who used to come on this call, she can't right now because she was based in Dublin, and she's actually from Belarus, if I remember correctly, but she's working in Dublin. And she let me know a couple of weeks ago. She said, I won't be coming on for a few weeks because I'm going to be in Cork. So,
Oh, really?
so there you go. It's a small world. She's doing some stuff there, and then I think she's going out to Belarus or something. So, but yeah, so Cork seems to be a growing crypto community in some ways.
Yeah, it's funny because I actually read in the Google this week that it's going to be soon probably the fastest growing city in Ireland. They reckon it's going to hit 500,000 within 10 years.
Okay, what's the population at the moment?
I think it's maybe about 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
So almost doubling in size.
Yeah.
So a good time to be investing in property, perhaps. But then I seem to remember that again, it's like crypto. We never really know how things are going to go. I seem to remember because I've been to Dublin, in fact, been to Cork and Shannon, a few other places, and there was a whole phase where there was a load of property development going on, and then it all kind of died off for a while. No, never know where these things are going to go.
Sure.
So, has anyone been watching what's been going on with crypto this week, with the kind of the prices and that kind of thing?
I think it came down a little bit from the past 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, so I'll see if I can pull a screen up, because I've been joking that for the last few weeks, usually about an hour before these meetings come on, Bitcoin typically leaps up by a few percent. And I was kind of joking with people like it's all linked to this meeting, and some people thought it was being serious for some reason. But I noticed that this week it hasn't as yet. There was a big drop. If I just share my screen, I'll show you what I mean. So we take a look at how it's been gradually in this downtrend for a while. Then it was channeling between, what was that, about 25 and 20, in fact down to 17 at one point. And it's been going up and down, up and down. And then all of a sudden, I think 2 days ago, the 19th, so Friday, it had, as you say, this sudden drop where it went right down from 23 right down to just under 21. So it's a good few percent. And somebody was saying to me today, and I don't know how true this is, that the funds from the Mt. Gox theft just went back onto the market. And so there was some talk about maybe this sudden drop was people dumping crypto in some way as they got their funds back out of, I don't know if you're all aware about the Mt. Gox exchange that had a hack years ago. It all went badly wrong.
Okay, I haven't heard.
Okay, so I don't know. Can you see the screen at the moment of the graph?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, sorry, it's just curious because it's saying on mine screen sharing pause. But yeah, so it ties in that someone said that on Friday, the Mt. Gox funds were released or returned or something, which kind of tied in with that. But the reality is, you just don't always know which of these things are true and which of them really are connected and which ones aren't. So, but again, this isn't any thinking about where it's going to go next, because it seems to have settled down after it hit this just under 21,000 mark and seems to be channeling again. So it seems to do this quite a lot lately, where it just operates between a boundary and then it has a breakout at some point. But I see it's just had this crossover. I don't know if anyone on the call's into technical analysis, but the whole thing of looking at moving averages, and we've got on what I've got here, the 20-day moving average, which is this one that plummeted here and settled down. And then we've got the 50-day moving average, which is kind of slightly shallower. the 20-day moving average has just crossed over the 50-day moving average, which can be an indicator that there's about to be an uptrend going on. Now, I'm a firm believer that if you're going to look at technical analysis, you don't look at just the one signal, but that could be an interesting crossover point, which happened earlier on today. And usually when the 20-day crosses the 50-day, that can mean that there's about to be a breakup upwards. So we'll see where that goes. So the problem with saying things like that and recording them means that I'll probably be completely wrong, and people will be able to point at the recording and say, well, you were wrong on that. We'll see. So Pancho, what is it that you actually do within your organization?
Well, the market making business, we have about 150 clients, including some top 25 coins. So we're doing liquidity providing, and then I do the two hedge funds. One is just trading, BTC and altcoins, some options on BTC, and the other fund is focused on the Algorand ecosystem fund. But yeah, I mean, interesting. Let's see if BTC bottomed out here. I think yes, but you never know. Yeah, it's always like this. But yeah, I mean, trading, but also investing. I have different hats, but yeah, like I said, I'm not chilling CoinWeb, but I think that could be a really interesting in the next bull run. I think it could be one of the best altcoins. They're a great team. But yeah, I mean, for the rest, I'm quite skeptical. Only have, of course, Bitcoin, hodl position, but also some BNB, doing a little bit of Ethereum, Algorand, Solana, the normal suspects. But yeah, let's see what we have.
So the one that you mentioned at the beginning, your firm, what was it called again? I'll pull it up so people can see it.
Yeah, CoinWeb is a layer two solution. And CoinWeb.io, CoinWeb, and write in the chat if you want, but I don't want to share any coins.
No, that's okay. So it's called CoinMap.io, you say?
Okay. I co-founded Toby, the founder, is actually also is in the group with James from the CryptoEM chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a co-founder back in 2017. Toby took over the company and he invested quite a lot of money himself. And then they released a token last year in December. Now it's like they're preparing for the mainnet. So it's I think it's real use cases. Some big clients signed up. So yeah, I think it's one of the best, and especially interoperability is. As I think it's the next big thing, and they do have a special solution. It's like different than most things are doing, but have a look, do your own research. But I'm quite bullish on this one.
So tell me again. Did you say CoinMap.io?
CoinWeb.io. I just share in the chat. You see the link.
Okay. Well, CoinWeb. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me pull it up so we can quickly show on that as well.
CoinWeb. Yeah. There are a few links, like a light paper, some videos about the project, but it's like a computation platform, like interoperability. But they have integrated so far most of the chains, adding all the big layer one chains. But if you are big corporate clients and you want to use blockchain, well, you don't care about what chain you're using. You just want to have a solution that fits your needs. But CoinWeb is you can actually switch from any chain you want. So as a corporate client, you don't want to build on one chain. For example, Solana got some problems last month, and then suddenly your whole organization is blocked because your underlying chain is not working at that moment. So with CoinWeb, you can switch. You can also do parallel execution smart contracts. It's actually, have a look. There's on the documents. You have some light papers. Very interesting, I think.
Okay.
But there's no investment advice. So I just don't want to shell any coins. Yeah.
No, that's very, very much appreciated. But it is something as well. I agree that I think blockchain interoperability is probably going to be the next interesting wave of things that we see happening. Because I've seen within crypto, you get kind of like cycles of hype and interest in that, and we've had it with DeFi, we've had it with NFTs and all this kind of thing. And interoperability, I think, is absolutely critical. So you look at what Polkadots and Chainlink and these kind of things doing. I think there's going to be a real growth in that. So if CoinWeb are doing like multi-blockchain platform interoperability, all the better, because we definitely need some developments in that space. Excellent. Oh, well, for those who are interested, there's CoinWeb there, and it looks like an interesting website with some interesting background and papers and documents and everything. Thanks for sharing on that one.
No problem. I got my daughter's just coming back from supermarket, so gonna have the food is also ready, so I'm gonna eat. But yeah, I will happy to stop by. Really, Cherry, and thank you for making an effort. I like what you're doing.
Cool.
I see that you put all your heart and soul on it, what I like. So it's really great that you help to get people. But yeah, I hope if you're on Telegram, I'll always happy to chat, or I will try to join on a regular basis. Not every Sunday, but I step in sometimes. That's
Cool.
every Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. So it's interesting. Thank you very much, Harry.
Yeah, come again. Enjoy your meal. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Cheers now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And as one goes, another joins. So we've got King of.
Hey, Gary.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah, I'm having a bit of issue with technology and and the network and
Okay.
yeah. Well, I recently came. I'm based in the UK, Edinburgh, but I'm working in Saudi, so the network is a bit.
Okay. And what's your interest in the crypto world?
My background is asset management, right? Infrastructure development and asset management. So I'm looking to, and I've done blockchain training. So I'm fairly kind of new within the crypto industry.
Okay.
And I'm looking at a few projects and stuff like that where I can kind of bridge the gap between technology and infrastructure development, basically, tokenization and what have you. So yeah, I think we are in the same group, House of NFT, House of Block.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a few groups, and I'm kind of speaking to, people who have experience in this industry, in this space. And as we go, I'll learn along and bring in my expertise in areas that is needed as well. So I do a bit of trading as well within the crypto industry. So I'm always looking to see what is cooking.
So what one that might be of interest for you, this isn't about buying and selling crypto, but it relates to the infrastructure kind of thing, is that I think it was about a year ago now, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, along with some of the banks in the United Arab Emirates, or certainly the Gulf states, so I think it was Dubai, Bahrain, Qatar, possibly Oman, we're doing some stuff about interbank settlements, intercountry settlements. So right. if you want to know a bit more about that, because that was linking the banks together, using a settlement coin. So right. They were doing it using like an interoperability thing. If you take a look for something like, I think it was called Project ABER, which is ABER. I wrote something about it on LinkedIn when it came out. So ABER in Welsh means water, but in Arabic, I think in Farsi, I thought it meant friendship or something. But anyway, it was a project that lasted several months between several big banks doing cross-border settlements, and they wrote a really good paper on it, which described what they did, how they did it, and everything. Might be something that you'll find of interest because it included some of the infrastructure layers in terms of the technology, certainly.
Great. Yeah, I'll have a look at it. I'll go and dig through things and see if I can lay my hand on this project.
Yeah, if you can't find it, find me on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, you'll find it. In fact, even if you actually Google Gary Nuttall blockchain or Gary Nuttall crypto, I think I'm the whole of the first page of all Google results. One of them will be my LinkedIn profile. Just connect.
I think I might have you on LinkedIn. 1 second, I'm just checking here. I think I might have you on LinkedIn already. We might have connected, but I'm not Yeah, let me check.
Well, if we're not, and likewise, Donnacath, if you're interested, feel free to connect with me at any point as well.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can't find the article, I can go through my old LinkedIn posts because I wrote something about that because it was quite a big project. And I do some stuff in the Middle East, usually online. So I'm always interested because like one of the guys who was on before, his business has got, see you, Donica, thanks for joining. See you again. Yeah, the guy Poncho who was on before, his firm's got an office in Dubai, and it's definitely the place to be. It's like kind of
definitely
the hub for the Middle East crypto world.
That's right. I was reading, when was it? Just I think the weekend, no, the last weekend. I think Dubai is the third crypto hub in the world, either the second or the third.
Okay.
Yeah, the list came out, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but several countries are trying to compete with each other on this. So for a while, Switzerland with Zug was calling itself the crypto capital because it was doing a lot of blockchain stuff. Then you've got Malta, which calls itself Blockchain Island. You've got Gibraltar, were doing loads of stuff in the crypto space and still doing some things. The UK definitely keeps thinking it's the crypto capital.
We are behind in so many things, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's just so I find it quite funny, really, that everyone's trying to say that they're the center of crypto when crypto's decentralized, and the whole idea of decentralized is you don't have a center, and so everyone's saying no. Yeah, we're at the center of this. So yeah.
It's just like DAO, you know, this decentralized augmented. It's the same thing. You know, you have conversations, and people's notion of it is more of a centralized kind of office, and you're like, yeah, is this not supposed to be a decentralized stuff? So you know, it's a bit confusing there.
An interesting thing on DAOs actually is that the UK Law Society, so this is the body that helps formulate future laws in England and Wales. They're actually doing a piece at the moment on DAOs because they're going to be looking at things like legal enforceability, provenance, jurisdiction, this kind of thing. And I think that they're writing a paper about DAOs. So they've done some really interesting stuff around legal enforceability of smart contracts and about crypto assets and property ownership and that. So quite interesting space. So yeah, so there's another one for you. Google.
That's another one for me. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, sorry, Gary. On LinkedIn, what is the name? Is it just Gary Nuttall?
Yeah, it's Gary with one R and Nuttall, Nuttall. And usually I've got a load of letters after my name as well. Trying to remember what they are. MBCS CITP.
Oh yeah, I found you. Yeah, yep. MBCS yeah. Found you. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah.
And as I say, feel free to connect on that.
I will do that.
So, how long are you out in KSA for?
At the moment I'm here till the end of the year, but I'll be going in and out because I was paid. Well, I worked in BVI as well, so I've got something going on in BVI. Okay. So I'll be going to BVI for a few weeks and come back here. So I keep on moving around, you know, all over the world. I'm all over the place, global citizen.
Keep moving. They can't catch you if you keep moving.
I know, right?
But BVI is another interesting place because they're quite ahead with crypto again, aren't they? I know a few companies who are incorporated there.
Yeah, that's true. They are, but it's kind of it's a funny one. BVI, they are, but it's quiet. So it's like if you don't know, you wouldn't know. You know, and it's only the trust. Obviously, the trust companies and then the financial sectors who are into that. And BVI is mainly their product is finance and tourism.
Yeah.
And people focus more on the tourism, but then the finance side is what is, what they get majority of the revenue from.
I think it's the same with Bermuda, where Bermuda is the home of reinsurance. So a lot of big insurers and reinsurers are domiciled in Bermuda, and I think Bermuda has got the whole tourism side, as you say, and then has got some offices with a lot of company plaques on the wall, and that's it. And everyone's actually in London, I think, but they say it's their Bermuda operation. So I think BVI is similar in some ways.
Similar in some way, yeah. I mean, most of the Caribbean islands are the same, especially those who provide those, the financial services. They tend to have similar structure, if I should put it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's similar. It's interesting. There's a great book called Treasure Islands, I think it is.
Treasure Island.
And it's brilliant because it's all about offshore financial services, and actually, what a lot of people don't realise is that the biggest offshore financial services place is the City of London.
Exactly. True.
A lot of people don't understand the legal structure is such that City of London, even though it's inside the city that we know as London, it is actually it's got its own police force, it's got its own rules, it's got its own advisor.
It's just like Rome, isn't it? Yep. Vatican and Rome.
That's right. Yeah, it's exactly that. And it's fascinating as well. People don't realise the City of London has actually got its own representative in the Houses of Parliament.
So, oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow. I didn't know that.
So your third bit of Googling for the day, or other search engines are available on request. Check out, I think it's called the Remembrancer, as in remembering. It's a person called Remembrancer. Okay. And they are the City of London Corporation representative, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
Whose role is to sit next to the Speaker in the House of Commons. And, and a lot of people don't realise that they even exist, or that function exists. So there you go. So and again, that's all to do with how the City of London legally is not quite exactly what you think it is. Yeah.
It is.
Interesting stuff. So there you go. We start talking about crypto, and as is often the case in this space, you end up learning more about how traditional financial services work. So
good. Always in school, always learning, isn't it?
Yeah, and the thing that was the thing I found fascinating when I first got into crypto. And you do the same thing of like you don't understand it. And so you try and learn about it, and you think, oh, this is just so complicated. You know, there's all these things like Merkle trees and block hash heights and all this. You know, and you think, oh, I'll have a break. I'll go and look at how the traditional finance system works, because that must be much easier. And then you start learning about fractional reserve banking.
That's right.
And you go, hang on, this is more complicated than crypto is. Yeah. That's why I love it now. Whenever I speak to people and they say, oh, I'm not getting into crypto, it's too complicated. And you say, oh, so have you got a bank account? And they go, oh, yeah. Do you know how that works?
Nah.
all good fun. So, well, it looks like there's not going to be anyone else joining us. We had someone else who was trying to connect before. These meetings can go any which way, really. Some weeks we have like a dozen people on. Sometimes it's just a one-on-one type thing. So I guess the only thing really, have you got any questions or anything you'd like to share or anything?
Not really. I was actually thinking I might, people from the crypto space, because I think the first time I watched your recorded program, we had this guy. Is it the other Gary or Sammy? I forgot him. He's we are on the same platform in the House of. I mean, you know him. He was talking about the coins, the cryptos that we should be watching out for in terms of the pick and lows and stuff like that, and then NFTs and what have you. So yeah, I'm into all those areas. So I thought probably somebody will come and then we have a chat on that, see where we are with things and stuff like that. But it's all good.
Yeah. I was just thinking that's why I enjoy hosting these sessions, because you never know where they're going to go.
Yeah.
And there are some weeks where you end up spending an hour talking about DeFi or an NFT project or whatever. And then other weeks you talk about cryptocurrencies, that the fundamentals can completely vary from week to week. That's why I love it when new people come on.
That's
because
right.
you get to listen to some really interesting stuff that's happening. And also for people who are new to the space, it's great to have to explain to them the basic stuff, because it makes you think about it.
Correct. And it makes you learn more. It broadens your knowledge base, really.
Yeah. So did you say you went on a blockchain course?
Yes. So I have I'm a certified a professional blockchain, what have you, some names.
Okay.
With one, I mean, 101 blockchain. They are, repeatable. I'm sure you might know them. They really good. They are solid in that space. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did that course and did a few courses with them in the same space with the NFTs and what have you, how this whole Ethereum and Bitcoin, the genesis of it all, and where we're going with things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds really interesting. There are a few providers now. I mean, I do blockchain training usually with companies. Where I teach, financial services, law firms, banks, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I tend to do the commercial side. I've done a few public ones as well. But yeah, I find it a fascinating area, and there's always something new to learn as well, which is what makes it more interesting. So
true.
Well, it looks like we're not going to be joined by anybody else. So unless you've got anything else, I was just going to finish a few minutes early. There's no point trying to drag these things out.
No, no, really. I didn't really prepare. Really, I saw the WhatsApp message. And I was like, no, I have to join in today. Just jump in. I went playing football, so I came back and I'm like, nah, I'll just jump in.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming along. And as I say, we run these every week, so you're always welcome. 7 o'clock UK BST. Do come and join and ask questions or share things.
Yeah.
Always welcome. Okay, well, I'll close the call off early for the day, and have a great day.
Yeah, you too, Gary.
Cheers now.